Only one place to start today, and that's the 2018 midterm elections in the U.S. Now, normally these midterms, which come halfway through a president's four-year term, are not as big as the presidential election, but some pundits say this election is attracting so much interest because it's considered a referendum on U.S. President Donald Trump. Now, in some states, people are still casting their ballots, while some polls have closed. And our Cha Sang-mi joins us in the studio today to tell us more about the midterm elections. Hi, Sang-mi.
Hi.
All right, so what do we know so far?
Right, so watching the midterm election polls from this morning, we know that half of the polls are closed by now, with the first polls closing at 6 p.m. local time. That was in Indiana and Kentucky. And just around now, we're standing by the polls closing in the rest of the country, mainly along the West Coast, including California and Washington. In preliminary results so far from the national exit poll provided by the RCP, we know that nearly 44% of voters approve of President Trump's job performance, while 54% disapprove. As the votes are being counted across half the country, we know some of the winners of some key red state Senate races in Montana, in Indiana, West Virginia, and North Dakota. In Ohio, the red state Democratic Senators Sherrod Brown and Bob Casey in Pennsylvania are likely to get re-elected. In the key battleground states of Indiana, where Trump won by 20 percentage points back in 2016, Republican businessman Mike Brown is ahead against the Democratic incumbent Joe Donnelly. The races are important in these states, as losing any of these seats would make it difficult for Democrats to take back the Senate. Democratic Senator Tim Kaine will win the Senate seat in Virginia, while Senator Bernie Sanders of Vermont easily won re-election.